named Elpis after the Greek spirit of hope in Greek mythology that stayed in Pandora's jar as the plagues of humanity escaped, our app aims to protect Hong Kong citizens, especially women, in dangerous situations by providing them the tools to prevent sexual, physical, and emotional assault before it ever happened.
Elpis wants to change a sad statistic that only 10% of any rape cases in Hong Kong are reported to the police, a number hilariously different from the ones that the police force gives out. Also, 40% of all assault cases happen in the house, which is greater than street, recreational, transport, and leisure assaults combined. We're going to create a system that will alert women of the dangers. We're going to create a system that will alert women of the dangers around them and automatically contact the authorities and your relatives should Elpis suspect you're in danger.
New and old. The new, geofences, is going to alert you once you get into your radius of a marked area. And the old, the basis of all human compulsions, intuition. You know, we all have that gut feeling, that weird tug in the middle of your stomach that tells you maybe you shouldn't step here and maybe you should answer D to question 11 on the test. And well, it's usually correct. Elpis is going to harness that gut feeling, so it's up to you to decide if you're threatened or not.
After you set up Elpis and tell it the people you want to call when you're in danger, the only thing left to do is to tell it when to check up on you. The way Elpis makes sure you're safe is by asking you to input a passcode. If you don't, it's going to start texting customized messages to the people you want to contact.
Elpis 1.0 series has two main functions, a timer and a button named Elpis. This button's for immediate situations. So for example, you're walking across a dark alley and you see someone who looks suspicious, you hold on to it. While the timer over here is meant to check up on you after a certain time.
Which is a default timer that you set in settings. Maybe it takes 1 hour for you to go home every day. So set that as your default time in settings, and all it takes to activate it is one quick swipe down and you're good to go.
But say, maybe it takes you 1 hour to go home, but today you're going to Jeff's house and it takes 20 minutes to do so. And so, instead of adjusting your quick timer, you can always swipe up on the app and access the manual timer, and Elpis will go from there.
Elpis 2.0 Andromeda will ship with an advanced new feature in Maps. This is a community-powered project where Elpis users identify dangerous areas and mark certain places on the map where they are. Elpis will use geofences to alert you whenever you enter the radius of one of these areas. The Maps feature is one of the main reasons Elpis needs publicity. The more people use it to identify dangerous areas, the safer you'll ultimately be.
Full app tackling a large and varied situation. We have a lot of ideas of what Elpis 3.0 will bring. For example, a live anonymous chat regarding domestic abuse issues with the appropriate audiences, and a live Elpis broadcast with people in your vicinity, which goes like, oh, I think you're someone suspicious over here. I don't think you should approach that person.
Is Elpis just a glorified timer for now? Yes, it is. It's a glorified timer that can alert people that you need to alert. The first release of Elpis 1.0 series will go live around this time next year, shipping with the perfected glorified timer and the Elpis bus.
From then on, all we do is build on top of the foundations. Elpis 2.0 Andromeda will come out with a map system, and it will probably come out this year after Sirius comes out. I mean, the year after Sirius comes out. Though it might be sooner, working with map APIs is easier than.
The year after Andromeda will have Elpis 3.0 Regulus, which is far enough in the future to give us time to decide what we're going to do. One thing's for certain though, that year we'll see Elpis finally making the jump to Android. Also, sometime around here we'll finally figure out web phones and we'll have a website with the same functionalities for those that iOS and Android couldn't reach. Putting power in your hands in a lightweight, razor-sharp, lightning-fast app that's the first of its kind. It's only a ghost of what it could be in the future, and we're hoping you could help us hold on to hope by taking part in establishing the foundations for Elpis.
Thank you for listening, and look for Elpis in the App Store.